Hello beautiful souls, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a wonderful day or night whenever you are watching this. As you can see, today's reading is a little different. We have these beautiful crystal bracelets which have been kindly provided to us by our sponsor, Otter Spirit. Otter Spirit is a gemstone jewelry company based in Monterey Bay, California. I absolutely love their bracelets and their mission. They help support wild sea otters and donate money, $1 from every bracelet sold, to that conservation effort. And on their website, which I have a referral link and discount codes if you're interested in the description box, but on their website you can search for these bracelets by zodiac, intention, chakras, or just look at the plethora of crystal bracelets that they have. And I've also seen that they recently had towers, or I believe it's called obelisks, and I love crystal towers, so I think I'll be getting one of those next. And I really love that their bracelets are high quality and that they are transparent with where they source these crystals from. That's one thing, like especially online, it's difficult to find when shopping for crystals the sources of those crystals. So I love that they're transparent with that and that they have that openly on their website. It's really important for me. They have multiple sizes to choose from. Personally, I like these mini sizes because I feel they're perfect for me in everyday wear. They don't really get in my way, and I almost forget that they're even on my wrists. But they do have a bigger size, and I actually love the look of it. For me personally, I like the smaller size, but if you like something bigger, they have that option as well. I've had these bracelets for a while now, and I've gotten a really good chance to wear them, work with them, and see how they interact with my energy. I really love them. Like this moonstone bracelet, for example, is very calming for me when I'm doing readings and stuff. It really helps me to stay calm and relaxed. Whereas like this sunstone bracelet, when I'm out and about or I have a busy day, wearing this really gives me the boost of energy I need to get all of my tasks complete. So I found that not only are they good quality, but they also work really well with my energy. Like whenever I'm using them, I find that they just boost me, or they give me exactly what I need. I also love that they come with the affirmations because I enjoy infusing those affirmations into each bracelet. So thank you, Otter Spirit, for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get into these 4 piles. Today's reading, we're taking a look at the next 3 months for you. I know it says summer 2026, but I also understand that not everybody is having summer in the same time, like depending on where you are in the world. But this is just going to be looking at the next 3 months for you. So July, August, and September, that was my intention. And now let's get into your piles. We have pile 1 here, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. For pile 1, we have this beautiful howlite bracelet. For pile 2, we have this rose quartz bracelet. For pile 3, we have this sunstone bracelet. And for pile 4, we have this rhodonite bracelet. Pick whichever pile number, and or crystal is calling you most, and that is going to be your reading. Timestamps will be listed down below along with the decks that I use. That's always in the description box. And again, the referral link and discount codes with Otter Spirit will also be in the description box. Now let's get into your reading. Hello pile 1, you've chosen this howlite crystal. For your crystal, it says, I stay calm in stressful situations. The intention is balance. The zodiac signs are Gemini, Scorpio, Virgo, and Capricorn. And the chakras are the crown chakra. And we also do have number 14 here. So number 14 could be significant. I'm also noticing that Virgo does happen in August, late August and September. So the later part of these next 3 months might be really significant for you somehow, or these could be confirmations of your zodiac signs, or maybe it's just you have a significant placement, or these placements might be brought to the forefront. So if you know your birth chart, these placements might be significant, and it'll give you some more insight into the areas of your life that will be really highlighted over the next 3 months. And this bracelet is provided to us by Otter Spirit. If you would like to check out their website, The referral link as well as discount codes are in the description box. So now let's get into your reading. We have your oracle cards first, which I'm going to lay out. So we have inner peace, wisdom. So these are the blessings that are coming in for you. Oh man, I'm not going to have space, huh? We have the 8 of Cups with the 9 of Wands. Then we have Pitta, Pluto with transformation, and we have the 10 of Wands being reversed. And this is the main theme and main focus of your next 3 months. And then this is the energy that you are embodying over the next 3 months. We have the elk and the oyster. Let me just lay this out. You are the first group, so it's always a bit of a challenge to lay out for the first group. And once I get it going, the next few groups are easy. But let me lay this out and I'll be right back. So pile 1, the first few things that I was getting was your energy seems to be really strong. Like there was a really strong magnetic pull to your energy. And I feel like over these next 3 months, you may have a lot going on externally, but also feel the need to go inward. So like some of you might feel a bit pulled between taking external action, going out, doing things externally, and then also taking a step back, going inward, maybe not wanting to be in company. Like I feel like there's a push and pull when it comes to that. And I feel like honoring both will reduce your stress because you won't feel like you need to do one or the other, or like if you're going out a bunch and now you're feeling like you want to take some time inward, you won't feel as guilty when you look at it from the perspective of honoring both. I feel like it would be really helpful to have some type of calming practice or some type of grounding or centering practice, something that's going to help you to release your stresses, because like I said, these next 3 months there seems to be a lot going on, either physically or energetically and spiritually for you, and maybe for some of you both. And that might be also why you were drawn to this howlite, because like this howlite says, I stay calm in stressful situations. I feel like you're going to need that sense of calm, and maybe that, because we do have inner peace as your blessing here, I feel like that calmness is the blessing that's coming into your life. Because we have the 8 of Cups here, something, either you are leaving a situation or something is leaving your life that is then allowing for more calm and more ease, so you don't feel as pulled, because there does seem to be like this pull that's going on here. And for some of you, I'm feeling like you may be going through a bit of a transformation period or a transition period of like going from the old identity to the new, or going from an old job to a new job, and learning to balance this transition period. That does make sense for some of you. If you've been in a job that has been very stressful, you've been looking to get out of it, I feel like you are perhaps leaving that. That might not apply for all of you, but because we have this 8 of Cups here and the 9 of Wands, this seems like a job that maybe was a bit stifling. I'm hearing it didn't really allow you to expand the way that you wanted to. It kept you a little bit closed off. I feel like with the elk and oyster here, over the next 3 months, you'll be focusing on taking action, but also nurturing yourself, also giving yourself the time and space you need to go within, to retreat, to fill yourself up, and to spend some time in solitude if that's what you need. I feel like you'll be really doing a good job of balancing external priorities and external responsibilities with internal priorities and internal responsibilities, or internal needs, I guess. Yeah, like really doing a good job of balancing external needs with internal needs. But coming back to here, what the main theme and main focus of your next 3 months seems to be of going through a transformation. Like we were saying, it seems like you're either transitioning from an old job to a new, or from the old identity to a new one, or there's just a deep inner transformation. Because this is Pluto, this is giving me the feeling that you're going through a really deep transformation. And for some of you, this could be something that you've been going through for a while, and you're like entering the last stages of it, so you're like breaking free from that, because we do have this 10 of Wands being reversed here. So it's giving me this feeling that you're breaking free from the things that have been weighing you down, breaking free from the old identities and old habits and patterns and cycles. And the transformation that, depending on whether you have recently started this or have been going through this transformation for a while, I'm also hearing like a spiritual awakening for some of you. But anyways, depending on where you are at with that, these next 3 months is really going to see you coming out of that. It's going to really see you breaking free from that shell. Like I'm literally seeing the cocoon being torn open and you're like coming out of it. So this transformation period isn't going to be like defining the whole 3 months, but I feel like it's you coming out of that transformation period of still balancing the old with the new, still a little bit inside the cocoon, but also slightly outside of the cocoon, if that makes sense. And just like shedding the weight. I feel like if this doesn't have to do with like spiritual transformation, this could be something in your life that is transforming. Over these next 3 months, you may notice that your life seems to be going through a bit of a transformation. I would say is probably a slightly bigger one, because we do have Pluto here. And it may be, so what I'm hearing is that for some of you, if you've been in a period of slowness where like things weren't really moving for you, then this transformation is bringing movement. For others of you, if you've been having way too much movement and it's become stressful, then this transformation is bringing more calm and more ease. So take yourself, like fit yourself wherever you're at. But I do feel like for many of you, these next 3 months is about shedding the weight. So there are going to be some things that like you'll let go of, and it's not like a bad letting go process. It's a letting go process to help you feel less burdened and a little more free with your time and energy. It does seem like a stressful situation or something that has been causing a lot of like stress in your life. You're focusing on transforming that, or that situation is being transformed, depending on what it is. I feel like new information or new insight is coming to you that will then help you to transform that or release that stressful situation, or to ease that stress. And I want to say that while these next 3 months might be a bit heavy because of the transformation you're going through, and it does seem like you're somehow in an in-between state, like moving apartments, but you're still not fully able to move into the new one, but you kind of have to be out of this old one. So like in that in-between state, not that I'm saying that's happening, but it's just an example. Like there's this in-between state, and it seems like that in-between state might be a bit stressful at times. And so Spirit is saying to find some type of routine or grounding or something to help you stay calm in those stressful situations, to help you come back to your center, to help you retreat from the like external. I feel like that's going to be really important. And because your energy, we have the elk and the oyster, and by the way, you're the only pile that had 2 cards for the energy that's coming through here, like the energy that you'll be embodying over these next 3 months. Obviously this is just like general energy that you'll be embodying, but you're the only one that had 2 cards that came through. And so it's giving me the feeling that you're not just embodying one energy, you're doing a really good job of balancing things out, like we were saying. So regardless of what this deals with, whether it's spiritual or physical or maybe both, I do feel like the next 3 months you're going to be going through a deep transformation, or you're already going through one, and the next 3 months is you coming out of that. and stepping into a new role, a new identity, a new version of yourself, breaking free from that old shell. The old shell, yeah, like with this oyster here, it's like breaking free from the old shell. Now moving on to the blessings that are coming your way during these next 3 months. We have inner peace, wisdom, the 8 of Cups, and the 9 of Wands. So the first thing that I'm actually noticing in the inner peace card and in this wisdom card, that there's two fish and 2 owls. So there's a lot of duality in your group or in your pile. And I feel like over the next 3 months, like we've been saying, there's a balancing act that's happening, where you're coming to honor 2 different sides of you, the fiery nature, or like the desire to go after external things or to have external things, and the part of you that needs to nurture your inner world. I feel like that message is coming through again here with blessings, because I think that as you start to honor that through these next 3 months, I feel like you're really coming to honor that over these next 3 months. But as you do, it's going to lead to so much more inner peace, where I feel like it might break you out of this idea that you have to be either one or the other. And it may also help reduce your stress, because when you feel like your energies are getting lower and maybe you can't be as productive as you're able to at other times, maybe previously you beat yourself up for it, or you struggled with accepting that. And I think as you go over these next 3 months, it's actually you're coming to accept the ebbs and flows of your energy, and because of that acceptance, you find more peace and you're able to move through cycles and allow that energy to flow through you at its natural pace rather than trying to force things. But also what I'm feeling like with the 8 of Cups here and the 9 of Wands, like I was saying, that something does seem to be leaving your life. Either you're walking away from something or something is leaving your life. And that thing, whether that is a physical thing, like we were saying, like a job or something like that, or an energetic thing of like a baggage that you've been carrying a while. Maybe for some of you, something like a wound from the past that has been weighing on you very heavily, one that left you feeling quite guarded, that could be leaving it as well. Just, it's going to be very different for all of you, but the general thing here is that something is leaving your life, or you are leaving something behind, and through that process of leaving it, it's bringing you a lot of peace. There's a lot more peace and ease that you're feeling. And I feel like also because we have wisdom here, it's a situation where you've gained a lot of wisdom from, but you no longer need it. So it's like with the it's like with the job example. If you've been working a job that really there's no more room to grow, but you've learned a lot, like maybe this was your first job in this career and it's taught you a lot and it's helped you to elevate a lot. Now is a time where you're moving on to another position, or you're moving into another position or another job where there's room to grow. Because I think it's like this blessing is allowing for more room to grow by leaving something behind that wasn't going to allow for that growth, or that wasn't really going to support that growth anymore. It's like you kind of already learned all that you could, you've done all that you could do, and you've gained all that you could from that area or from that thing. And now you're ready to move into something bigger, something that's more expansive, something that allows you to continue growing, something where there's no ceiling, or at least there's a gap between your current state and the ceiling, and so you have room to grow. I'm even thinking that this could be like a house for some of you, where it's like your current living situation may be a bit too packed, or maybe it's not serving your needs anymore, and so you're moving to something else. Like I do feel like I said that earlier about like moving house or moving an apartment or something like that. Maybe some of you are actually moving over these next 3 months and moving to a space that is bigger or more in alignment with your current needs. But I do feel like there's more space, like more space for you to grow. And maybe even if your living situation itself hasn't changed in size, it's the area that you're in. Maybe there's more opportunities that in the area that you're moving to or something like that. But anyways, bottom line is the blessing that's coming in for you is you're leaving something behind that was stifling your growth or stifling you, something that was no longer serving you or bringing you peace. In fact, it was creating more stress, because you've learned all that you could, and you're gaining also, as you leave this behind, you're gaining even more wisdom through the process, and it's bringing you a lot of peace. So now let's take a look at what is happening for you in July. So Spirit, what is happening for pile 1 in the month of July 2026? Interesting. Okay, we have this 7 of Cups with the 3 of Cups. So I'm getting a few different things because we have this Queen of Wands at the bottom, and specifically I'm pretty sure this is a chinchilla. And when I think of chinchillas, I think of like a very unique animal, one that's not common or like commonly found. And I do believe that they were, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe that they were going extinct at some point. My 4th grade teacher had one. Sadly, it passed away, and then we bought another one. I don't know what happened to that one, but they were really cute. And I feel like that was really calling to me. So I think over the next, that was really calling to me. So I feel like in July, partly, there's this feeling of admiring your own uniqueness, of like coming to celebrate your uniqueness, celebrating what makes you unique, and kind of leaning into that. Yeah. Could also be discovering new traits or new skills that you previously didn't know you had. I'm hearing like some of you could be discovering a talent of yours that you didn't even know you had or that you possessed. And because we have the 7 of Cups with the 3 of Cups, the first thing that I was getting with that is some of you could be spending a lot more time with friends or family or people who you don't get to see very often. Maybe you guys are going out, exploring and trying new things, because the 7 of Cups usually is like 7 cups and you're not really sure where to place your attention or your energy. You don't know which cup to place it in. So I feel like you may be going out more in the month of July. You might be trying new things, exploring. I'm hearing sightseeing. Some of you could be traveling as well. But I think this has a lot to do with like friendships. So it doesn't seem like a solo time. I feel like the month of July is very influenced by other people, by connections. Whether those are friendships or family. I feel like you're really coming to enjoy, you're really just connecting with people that you may not have time to connect with previously. Like, it also feels like something in yours and your friends' schedules is aligning, so you guys are able to do things that you may have not been able to do previously. Or maybe like for example, you guys wanted to go try this one restaurant, but either you're working or they're working, and then the hours of the restaurant don't work, but in July something is like aligning where you're able to have that opportunity. And it doesn't seem like just one opportunity, because we have the 7 of Cups here. It seems like there's multiple opportunities to hang out with friends, to socialize, to just connect. I really feel like this is like the month of July is all about connections and celebrating where you're at and celebrating your friends. Maybe also there's also this feeling of celebrating each individual success. So like if you have a group of friends, all of you are kind of celebrating each other's success. So like you're boosting each other up. If this doesn't have to do with friendships and it's like other family relationships or something like that, it's like you're each supporting each other and celebrating each other and trying things of the other person's interest, trying things that you wouldn't normally try, but because your friend or your family or somebody else enjoys it, you're trying it too. And maybe that's where you discover your unique talent. So like it's like if one of your friends enjoys going to karaoke, but you've never done it before, and you go and you discover you have a really great talent for singing. Like, that's just an example, but that could be something that's happening as well in July, where you're discovering your talent or a skill of yours or something that you didn't realize you had through trying something you wouldn't normally be interested in because somebody else suggested it, and it's something like that. I do feel like July is going to be a heavily social month. So for those of you who don't really like too much socializing, I feel like just give yourself some breaks. And for those of you who love socializing, July is going to be an amazing month for you. All right, let's see what's happening in August. August for pile. Interesting. Can I get one more for August for pile 1? Wow. Wow. And we have the 6 of Swords at the bottom. So I feel like August is the month where you are leaving something behind. You're leaving a stressful situation behind. Like, this is amazing. This is the 8 of Cups. It's confirming the 8 of Cups right here. I love when that happens. So it is in the month of August where you are, for some of you, depending on what this thing is, it's like you're making the decision to leave in the month of August. Or for others of you, you're actually walking away, or something is leaving your life in the month of August. Because like, if this is a job, maybe you're putting in your 2-week notice in the month of August, in which case you'd be deciding in the month, and maybe you're not leaving it in August, although I guess if you did it earlier in August, you could be leaving, but it might be different. It's obviously going to be very different for all of you. But wow, this is still blowing my mind. And the interesting thing about Temperance is it's all about balancing 2 different things. It's about creating a third thing by mixing 2 different things that would not otherwise mix. Blending 2 things that normally wouldn't be considered a blendable match, if that makes sense. So like oil and water. Typically, if you put those 2 together, they're just going to separate again. But with Temperance, it's learning how to mix them so that they don't separate again. And so it's interesting that you've had so much duality going on in your pile. And I feel like in the month of August, you're going to really see that duality like come together and kind of harmonize in a way. So whatever it is that you're leaving behind, it's allowing for maybe, so what I'm getting is like, for some of you, just sticking with that job example, leaving this job behind and finding a better job is now allowing you to not only take action and be extroverted, I'm not sure if that's the right word, but it will allow you to both take action and also rest when you need to. It's like this job allows for both. Maybe your hours are shorter, so even though you have work that you need to get done, you're able to get it done in a shorter amount of time, so you have more time to do other things. Or maybe you're on your own schedule, in which case if you do your like scheduling right, maybe you're able to be far more productive and get all of your work done, and so you don't need to just linger around or something like that. This doesn't have to do a job, but that does that example keeps coming up, and it's just an easy example to use, but yeah, I do feel like in the month of August, you're balancing things out, blending two things, but the blending process and the like alignment process is happening through the leaving of something in your life. So yeah, August, I feel like you'll most likely see something drop out of your life, or you're leaving something behind. I think that's very clear. It does seem like the month of August is a little more inward focused, but that could be like, you could still have external things going on, of course, but I do feel like the focus is inward, maybe because of this thing that you're leaving behind, this attachment for some of you. It could be an attachment to something, whatever it is. I do feel like there's, I just love that, because the thing is that whatever's leaving your life, or whatever you're leaving behind, is gonna create so much more peace in your life. And you know what I just heard? For some of you, it could be a period of time that you've been experiencing that's kind of going away. So it's giving you the feeling of like, maybe for some of you, if you've been experiencing a Saturn return, you're coming out of that Saturn return. Or if you have been having like some type of like planetary influence or other influence that has been making you feel not how you wanted to feel. It hasn't been allowing you to really get things going in the direction that you want, or something like that. Like, it seems like for some of you, this could also be an influence, like an outside influence that is then leaving. That is not something that you could control, but like I said, it's like the clouds parting and the sun's finally coming through. That's kind of the imagery that's coming in my mind. So there could have been something, depending on your situation, something outside of you that you couldn't control, that was like a presence that was there, or like a situation that was there, and that situation is leaving, or you're leaving that situation, or like the clouds are parting, and that's allowing for this peace to come through, this light to shine through. All right, let's see what is happening for pile 1 in the month of September. Wow, we have the Ace of Cups. So and now it doesn't want to go back in. I do feel like there's like a new beginning, a revitalization that's happening in September, which makes perfect sense with everything that we're seeing in your pile. So I do feel like the greater portion of this transformation period is going to be happening in August for you guys. And especially like, if you've already been going through a transformation and you've already been going through this, then I feel like you're going to see like the ending of that in August. For others of you, I feel like you may just be going through a really significant period of transformation in August, depending on what that transformation is for you and all of that. But August seems to be like highlighted as the pivotal month for you in terms of moving out of this transformation period. And inner transformations and inner changes, a lot of that seems to be happening in the month of August. And I feel like September is going to feel far more refreshing, far more freeing. And I think there's going to be a lot more new opportunities, or this feeling of like newness in your life. Like, there's so many possibilities there. And maybe for some of you, July could also have that feeling too. July could also feel like, you know, there's a lot of possibilities. What do I want to do? But I definitely feel like September is going to feel so much more refreshing for you guys. So Spirit, What is happening for pile 1 in the month of September? And then we have strength here. At the bottom, we have the 9 of Swords being reversed. And it's interesting because September is the 9th month. Wow, and now you have the 9 of Swords here and the 9 of Wands. Nines are usually like the last card before we enter 10, which 10 is like the culmination. Everything is coming to a closing point. 9 is right before that. So, and some people even regard 9 as the closing point and 10 as the reset. So what I'm feeling is that in the month of September, for those of you who may have been finding it difficult to get the sleep that you want, or you've been struggling with your sleep, that could also be like in September you could find that you're getting really good sleep. But I also feel like September is going to be the month where you feel more at ease, where your mind feels more calm, where there's less anxiety and stress. And maybe the work that you're doing in July and especially August is freeing you so much where you're no longer feeling trapped by your life situation or the things that are going on. There's a sense of peace that's coming in September. And I also feel like for some of you, the month of September, you could be noticing that you're very like standing firm in your strength, asserting your boundaries more, being more assertive in general, just being stronger and more connected to your intuition. You could be really strongly connecting to your intuition in the month of September, trusting it, getting guidance, downloads, insight. Like in September, I would keep, well, I mean, this is a good practice to have anyways, but especially in September, because I keep hearing like your dreams are going to be really like almost prophetic or really strong and powerful. So I would keep a dream journal or just a journal where you can write your downloads, or maybe in your phone or something like that. Because I think in September, like you're going to be getting a lot of downloads, a lot of epiphanies and just insight, and your dreams especially are going to be carrying a lot of weight. And I think you're going to be getting good sleep in the month of September. But beyond that, I feel like September is you stepping into like your strength. And for those of you who resonate with like leaving the old identity behind and stepping into the new, I feel like it's in September where you're really going to start to see how much you've already started to embody the traits of the new identity, how much you've already started to step into that role, how like connected you are to that new identity and the outcomes that can bring you. So like this could be anything, but the example, just to like paint that picture, is let's say you got out of school and for so long your identity has been that of a student. Well, now in September it's like you're breaking free from the identity of a student, which is not bad to be a student. Of course, we're always all learning, but it's more of like breaking free from that old identity and stepping into the new role. So if you, for example, if this has to do with the job too, you're breaking free from the role of the old job and you're stepping into the new position. That is happening in September. And maybe for some of you, like the message that we were getting with exploring a new talent or discovering a new talent, I think in September you might be like practicing that talent or developing that skill or talent even more. All right, pile 1, let's take this last deck to see any last message from Spirit for the next 3 months for you. Wow. we have sweet pea. The comfort of good company heals old hurts. And the reason I said wow is because when I wasn't sure if I was going to use this deck right now. I literally just went and grabbed it right now. And when I pulled it out of the box, I kind of split it and I saw this and I was like, oh, that's cute. It's like sweet pea. It's kind of like an endearing name that like a elder loved one or somebody would call you. And maybe you, over the next 3 months, this could be a reminder to connect with like elders, like loved ones or people like that in your life. Because it does say like the comfort of good company heals old hurts. And we do see in July with this 3 of Cups that you do seem to be socializing a lot more, or at least there's a lot of social interactions happening and opportunities for meeting with friends or family. And I think maybe this is just your reminder to take those opportunities and like fully invest in them, or like take those opportunities as they come and just be present with them. And if for some of you, like you have an elder loved one who maybe you haven't spoken to for a while, maybe this is like a reminder to reach out to them, and that might be really beneficial for you, or at least like it might just be a reminder that, you know, maybe they are also like thinking of you, and it would be nice to hear. I'm thinking like a grandparent or an uncle and aunt or a parent even, like, you know, depending on your relationships and things like that. But yeah, pile 1, this is where I'm going to leave your reading. Thank you so much for allowing me to do this reading for you, and thank you again to Otter Spirit for sponsoring today's video. If you'd like to dive deeper, you can check out my description box where I will have my website as well as the information for Otter Spirit. If you like this reading, then like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm sending you lots of love and light, and I'll catch you in another video or reading. Bye. Hello pile 2, how are you doing? You've chosen this rose quartz bracelet, this beautiful bracelet from Otter Spirit, and this is the little card that it comes with. It says, I am loved for who I am. We have the intention of love. The zodiac signs of Taurus, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn, as well as the heart chakra, and then the number 2 here. So these zodiac signs could be significant for you. I'm pretty sure Libra season starts in September, like late September. So that might be significant, but if not, you may want to check to see where these zodiac signs are in your chart, because that could give you more information into like the areas of your life that will be highlighted over these next 3 months. I'm going to keep it right here. And so before I get into your cards and everything, a few things happened while I was shuffling your deck. The first thing was the 3 of Pentacles sort of just slipped out of the deck. Like I was shuffling, and it wasn't really like, it didn't like fly out or anything. It kind of just like slipped out. And I was hearing like you're picking up the pieces. Help is coming to gather the resources and tools you need, or maybe you are coming together with others to work on something. Like maybe you're, you know, harvesting, like maybe you have a garden and you're gathering your friends and family to help you harvest or something like that. That could be a very specific message for some of you. But for others of you, it does feel like you're coming together with others to work on something. This could even be like a party or a significant event or something like that, that you're getting together with family to plan or to work on over these next 3 months. And the other thing with that 3 of Pentacles is this could also be you focusing on building something out, building your like future out, or planning for your future, stepping into the role of like architect for your life, and being open to receiving help in the plans. Like specifically I was hearing you're looking to design the plans for your life and allow others to help you, assist you in executing those plans. So you're not like doing it all alone. You're allowing others in to help you in the execution process of your plans. That kind of sounded wrong, execution, but I mean like in executing your plans, not the other type of execution. And I think the help that you're receiving is helping you to feel a little more at ease and less burdened. Like you're not alone in this process. And for some of you, if you've been looking to like let go of something, I do feel a little bit of that energy coming through here of like letting go of something that you've been ready to let go of for a while, but maybe you just didn't do it yet. It's like decluttering. It's like you wanted to declutter, but you haven't gotten around to it. And during these next 3 months, you could really be making that a priority, or something along those lines could also be happening. And yeah, just the way that it like slipped out, I feel like this help and this planning process and whatever it is that you're working on, again, this may not apply to all of you, but whatever it is for those of you who that resonates with, it's just happening. Like it's just an easy thing. You don't have to force it. You don't have to like exert too much effort to try and make it happen. It's just kind of happening. So now let's lay out all your oracle cards before we start pulling your tarot cards. There's something else that was coming through with this 3 of Pentacles, but I don't remember it now, so which is not very helpful. But we have wonders. The blessings here. We have letting go. Oh, that probably is why I felt that letting go of something. The Knight of Pentacles. This is, by the way, blessings that are coming into your life over the next 3 months. And this is the main focus for your next 3 months. We have Prana, Parvati, Mercury with the mind, and the Chariot with Camel. Okay, let me just organize this and I'll be right back. So pile 2, I've laid out your cards to the best of my ability, but it's not I like it to be properly aligned, and this is probably going to bother me more than it'll bother you, but I apologize for it. It is what it is. So this is the main theme and main focus of your next 3 months. We have Parvati, Prana, Mercury with the mind, and the Chariot. Parvati is known as the divine feminine, or the wife of Shiv Bhagwan Shiva, and she's also known for her strong willpower, her determination, and her feminine energy is not soft. Like literally Parvati, it means she of the mountain. So she is like the mountain. She's unmovable in that sense. When she when she sets her sights on something, she's determined to get it. She's fixed and very, very stubborn in that sense. And I feel like over these next 3 months, you could be connecting with your feminine energy, with your life force energy, but I feel like the way you're connecting with it is to help you move forward with determination. It's not really a soft energy. This feels more like determined to make something happen, determined to go after your dreams, determined to do X, Y, and Z. It feels like there's a very strong-willed or strong-headed, is that a word? But like a strong willpower here. It feels like the next 3 months for you, it's very you stepping into, or you focusing on being very strong-willed and stepping into that. there may be a message here to balance that so it doesn't become to your detriment, but I do feel overall that this is helping to move you forward. Your willpower is helping to move you forward. I feel like you're also having, like with Mercury here, you could be communicating with a lot of people, and which makes sense because, like I was saying, with that Three of Pentacles flowing out, maybe you are working on a project or planning something or something like that, and you kind of have to set your foot down, and it doesn't have to be in a harsh way, but it has to be firm. Like, this is what I'm looking for, or this is what I need, or something like that. And you kind of have to be a bit like, headstrong was the word that I was looking for. But you kind of have to channel that a little bit. And I think over these next 3 months, you're going to be really focusing on connecting with that part of you, with that life force energy within you that will help you to be a little more firm. Because I do feel like you're going to be communicating a lot, or you're going to be, again, planning something or working on a project. And through that planning and project phase, you may have to be a bit firm in order to make progress, or in order for things to move forward. And this could also mean being determined and being consistent in order to make things progress forward. Like headstrong just keeps coming through. Like, you're being determined, you're being headstrong. And I don't want to say that in a bad way, but if you find yourself being a little too stubborn and unflexible, maybe this is a good opportunity to just practice balance over these next 3 months. But when you have a value or something that you know you want, I feel like over these next 3 months, you're really learning to hold on to that, to be determined with that, and to not be swayed by external opinions or external noises. You know, like, if, for example, if you're wedding planning and you have like a very specific idea for something, you're like staying firm on that, making sure it happens, even if other people don't understand it. It's like, no, I desire that, and so I'm going to make it happen. And then with the camel here, the energy that you're embodying, like the camel goes through really long journeys and through dry deserts. So I do feel like you're embodying longevity or like consistency. And it also carries water in it. So I do feel like you are being balanced in your approach, but you're not allowing like external things to sway you, external circumstances or situations to sway you from your purpose or your vision. But you are making room for balance and exceptions where they're needed, so you don't burn yourself out. Some of you could literally be moving, because we do have the Chariot here, and we have the camel, which camels signify movement, and as the energy that you'll be, or the general energy you'll be embodying over the next 3 months. So some of you could literally be moving homes, moving like locations in some way, or even just having a lot more movement happening. Because I'm hearing like you're taking your life into your own hands. You're taking plans into your own hands, and you're allowing people to help you, but you're not being swayed by their opinions. Of, I know what I want, I know I have this vision, and I'm going to be firm with it. It actually kind of reminds me of in Pride and Prejudice, the character of Lizzie. If you've read the book or watched the movie or the show or whatever, it's reminding me of that. It's reminding me of being like that type of headstrong. It's like, I'm not being headstrong just to cause problems, but I have a certain vision, and I'm not just going to bend because somebody got twitchy. And the other thing too, on this Chariot card, it says victory. So I do feel like you remaining like determined and taking that action is going to lead to a victory for you. It's going to lead to you getting the outcome that you desire. So I do feel like even if it at times may seem a bit challenging to stay the course or to be committed, I feel like it would be rewarding in the end. I do also feel that over these next 3 months, you may be working on your communication style. Maybe some of you are learning to be a bit more, like we were saying, assertive with your communication, or like more expressive, even like not just staying quiet. I feel like there may be, for some of you, this expression that's coming through, like you're expressing yourself a little bit more freely. You're not holding back so much in your expression or in your thoughts and opinions. You could also be learning and expanding your mind. Maybe some of you are learning a new skill or expanding on a skill. And so the blessing that's coming into your life here, over these next 3 months, we have letting go, allow the wisdom to remain, but the sting I shall never feel again, wonders, and the Knight of Pentacles. And again, the Knight of Pentacles is very determined, very consistent, making slow and steady progress forward. So I feel like a blessing that's coming in for you is that consistency, the energy to be consistent and committed. I'm going to read this Wonders card for you because I feel like this is so beautifully summing up the blessings that are coming in. We have just around the corner, exciting possibilities are waiting for you. Wonders will be abounding in your life. Sometimes they won't be apparent at first. Nevertheless, they are there. The more you see them and embrace them, the more these possibilities will grow in magnitude. Celebrate and cherish even the smaller ones, no matter how tiny they may seem. Let go of expectations. Don't limit the way that you think that wondrous events could appear in your life. Be open if you believe anything and everything is possible. Oh, that's the last of it. The numbers 106 and 107 could be significant. So I really love that, because I feel like the blessings that are coming in for you over these next 3 months is wonderful new opportunities or wonderful experiences, like magical kind of experiences, or I'm feeling like the ability to stop and smell the roses. That's what this Knight of Pentacles and this Wonders card is reminding me of, is the ability to stop and smell the roses. Maybe it's like letting go of the need to rush, letting go of the need to be like moving forward at such a fast speed. And that is a blessing, because now you can truly enjoy your experiences, enjoy the present moment. I'm thinking of like you're planning a party, but the blessing that's coming in is you're not just the party itself and all of that, but it's like the experience of the party, because now you're able to let go and truly be present and enjoy the party experience, rather than worrying about whether things worked out perfectly or not, or whether all of your little details were attended to perfectly. Like, you did your part of it, you manage the details, but now you're just enjoying the process of it, enjoying the experience of it, enjoying as it unfolds. So I really do feel like over these next 3 months, it's really about stopping smelling the roses and just enjoying the flow of life, enjoying the experiences that come your way, letting go of this need to force anything, or letting go of this idea that like on to the next. It seems like you're really stepping into this period of enjoying the journey, enjoying the process, slowing down, again, stopping and smelling the roses. That keeps coming through. And I feel like you're being blessed through that. So let's see what is happening for you in July. Spirit, what is happening for pile 2 in the month of July? That's too much. Kind of wow. I was just curious what this was, and we have the Fool here. I'm not going to take it because this is a lot. I'm just going to... I do feel like July is like fresh in the sense of I'm not feeling burdened to pressure myself into movement. So because planning keeps coming up, and this could apply to literally anything, the example is like, I'm not going to pressure myself to have a plan set out in stone. I'm going to allow it to unfold. And as ideas and things come to me, I'm going to write it down, or I'm going to set it into motion, but I'm not going to force myself to move at a pace that does not work for me. Yeah, Spirit, what is happening for pile 2 in the month of July? We have death here. And I do want to be clear, like, this is not literal. It's just transformation, change, metaphorical. Wow, we have 8 of Cups. It's interesting. I wonder how many of you were called to pile 1. Pile 1 did have something similar of like letting things go and changes happening. And I wonder if this is like part of like a collective experience as well. Maybe you guys are really closely tuned into the collective's energy, but I'm hearing cleaning out your storages. So like this could literally be literal, or it could be metaphorically cleaning out your storages. That is coming through here. So in the month of July, you could be taking the time to do a major cleanup. Maybe you're cleaning up your life, and this 8 of Cups represents you letting go of old habits or old patterns or old memories even that just aren't serving you. Like you're moving on from those memories, you're moving on from those things. This could also look like cleaning up, you know, for some of you, cleaning up your diet. Maybe you're moving away from the eating habits of your past or something along those lines. Or you're just leaving an old life behind, like you're planning for the future. And so you're in July, you're really coming to terms with leaving the past behind, and you're cleaning anything out that would be related to the past that you don't want to take moving forward. For some of you, it's like if you're moving, we have the Chariot here. So if you're moving, then you're going to have to clean things out. You're going to end up leaving old things behind. You can't always take every single thing with you, because sometimes we accumulate more than we need. And just because we haven't really looked at everything, it kind of just sits there. But if you're going to move, then it's time to really look through all that stuff. And so, yeah, this feels like a cleaning up process, like clearing things out. Like I said, the term that keeps coming up is cleaning out your storages, but that doesn't have to be literal. That could be metaphorical. A cleanup. Opening space for the changes that you're making, opening space for your new plans, opening space in your life by doing this cleanup. Maybe for some of you, if you recently had a loved one pass away, then my condolences, you know, and I'm not saying that anything like that is going to happen, but if that has already happened, I'm sending you my condolences. But this could also be cleaning out their stuff. Maybe they had a lot of things that they left behind, and it's about clearing that stuff up, seeing what you can donate and what you can just what you may want to keep as a memory, or what needs to be let go of. Like that could also be something that is happening for you in the month of July. And one of the things that's coming to me looking at this imagery of like the oil spill and like if we've accumulated so much stuff and we're trying to move, this like metaphorical oil isn't going to allow us to move smoothly. It's not going to allow for a flow. And with prana here, prana is like our life force energy. It's the flow of life force energy within us. So if your focus is on allowing for the flow of life force energy through you, allowing yourself to connect to that life force energy and freely moving it throughout your body, that's not really going to work if you're being weighed down by, again, by this like oil or by this thing that needs to be cleaned out. So like some of you, this could be your diet, where it's like you're trying to create flow in your life, but your diet may be slowing you down because maybe it's a little too heavy, or it might just not be like in alignment with your goals. So I feel like this is representing you clearing out the things that are no longer aligning with your goals, and you're really focused, and that could be what you're really determined about doing. Like you're really focused on that, you're really determined on making that happen in the month of July. So let's see what is happening for you in the month of August. What is happening for pile 2 in the month of August? Spirit, what is happening for pile 2 in the month of August? Interesting. You have a lot of major energy here. We have the 9 of Cups. Ooh, I love that. So whatever it is that you're letting go of, this Tower feels a bit unexpected. So something unexpected may be happening in the month of August for you. But because we have the 9 of Cups at the bottom, this is something that's unexpected, but you've been wishing for it. So to paint this picture, it's like you've been wishing to change homes. And maybe you're on Zillow randomly and you find this perfect home and you send out an application and it gets approved. Like that's the type of unexpected energy that's happening or coming through here. It feels like a wish coming true, but unexpectedly. Not something that you had anticipated, and maybe something that for some of you, you may have been giving up on, or like that might be why there's this headstrong energy of being determined. It's like, even if part of me wants to give up, I have my vision, so I'm going to hold true to it. And I feel like in August, something unexpected is bringing you the wish that you're looking for. Something unexpected is then allowing for that wish to be fulfilled. Let's say you are planning a party and like the details weren't really working out. Maybe you were looking for a party planner or something like that, and it wasn't working out, and unexpectedly you run across this person and they happen to be a party planner or something like that, and you are then able to delegate the task onto them. So it feels like that. Like this doesn't feel scary or heavy. To me, it actually feels like liberating. It's like an unexpected energy, like, oh shit, like this is exactly what I've been looking for. And it may require some letting go. Like for example, if you hand things over to a party planner, then you're going to have to let go of some control over that process, right? So it feels like there is some part of that you're going to have to let go of, but it's in alignment with your desires and your wishes. Or even like this could be a job change or something like that. Like something unexpected is happening, but it's leading to a good result, or it's leading to an outcome that you want. It's bringing you your wish fulfillment. It's just unexpected. You didn't think it would happen that way, or like it's causing a bit of a shakeup, but in a good way, in a way that's still bringing you what you want. Yeah, let's see what is happening for pile 2 in the month of September. Spirit, what is happening for pile 2 in the month of September? We have the wow. You and pile 1 got the exact same card here for September, except for the 9 of Swords for them was reversed, and for you it is upright. And we do have the 5 of Pentacles here. Look, we have the 3 of Pentacles underneath that. I love that that's coming through, because I feel like in the month of September, it's going to be really important to collaborate and work with others, to receive support from others. And with this 9 of Swords and the 5 of Pentacles, there's this feeling of something trying to get your attention. maybe you're exploring any limiting beliefs around your finances or your ability to receive help and support. And I do feel like saying, pile 2, that even in your hardest times, you are lovable and worthy of love. You are not defined by the difficulties that you go through. That's just an experience. But for others of you, I think in September, there's this message and need to rest, to take time to quiet your mind, because there may be a lot of things, that's confirmation, there may be a lot of things that are going on for you in your external world. You may just have a lot, and maybe you feel a little bit alone in this process. Like in September, I think maybe it's really important to try and have people, a support system, because I think you may feel a little bit alone or feel a little bit like isolated, or maybe you're just going through like your own evolution and you're going through some things, and you may just need some support in the month of September. But rest and rejuvenation will be really helpful, and of course being open to receiving support, being mindful of seeking that support when you need it. I do think September may be a little bit heavy in the sense that you might just need additional support, and there's nothing wrong with that. I do feel like the reason it's coming up is to make sure you're mindful of that, so you seek that support when you need it. I also do feel like for some of you, you could just be working on exploring the support system you have and what you need to fully, like, truly feel supported, so you don't feel isolated, and also seeing what support you need when you feel overwhelmed or stressed out, and how you can best support yourself during those times. And I do feel like for some of you, you could be really focusing on your sleep, on making, like, seeing what you can do to get better sleep. How can you change your schedule, or how can you make some tweaks to get better sleep? Maybe you have a lot on your plate in the month of September. Like, I'm thinking if you're in school, like maybe your classes are heavy, like you have a lot of workload, or maybe in this planning process, the month of September, like things are really picking up, depending on what you're planning, of course. Or like you may just have an increased workload, and you may feel like you're having to do it all alone. And I think it's really important to prioritize your sleep, and as much as you can, seek that support, even if it's just somebody hearing you out, even if it's just somebody that's in your corner. I think that will be really helpful for you in the month of September. Generally speaking, pile 3, I feel like your next 3 months, there's like a lot of things that are on your plate, a lot of responsibilities, or a lot of things that are on your plate that you're trying to manage. But I feel like you're doing a good job of learning how best to manage it. And I think if you outsource and you allow for support and where you need it, it's going to make that process even more, or even better for you and less stressful. Because I do feel like there is something of an increase in your workload, or an increase of the responsibilities on your plate. And I don't want that to be scary to you, but I feel like it's just something to be mindful of, so that you can prepare for it and seek that support that you may need. So let's see and end with a last message from Spirit. Spirit, what last... as they all fly. What last message would you like to give, pile 2? I guess it's like, even if things are unexpected, or even if things don't shuffle, like even if the deck doesn't shuffle exactly as you thought it would, you still have the ability to manage that. So you still have the strength and the ability to manage it. Even if you're not managing it alone, that doesn't take away from your strength. Just because you're not doing it alone does not take away from your strength. It only adds to it. So yeah, like if you need that help, don't feel afraid to ask for it because you think it's weakness, because it's not. it's actually a very strong thing to ask for help and support when you need it. Spirit, what last message would you like to give pile 2 before we close their reading about the next 3 months? Isn't it interesting how I was just thinking, I was like, oh wow, we have Jasmine, success will be found if you hold on to hope. So I was just thinking, like, maybe there isn't a message, maybe I already gave the message, but I still felt called to shuffle for some reason. Usually when I feel that way, I'll just stop. And I was like, well, nothing's really coming out. And then as soon as I thought that, both of these cards came out, one right after the other. So something in your life that may have been taking a while to progress forward, or something that may have been a long time in the coming, I feel like, especially with this tower here, it's like suddenly it's happening and there's a lot of movement. And maybe that's why, like with September, it's like, oh crap, like this is a lot, you know, and now I need to figure out how to manage this. And if you can seek that support, I think it'll make the management process a bit easier for you. So we have Magnolia, you will find what you need in the wisdom of your heritage. And Daphne, what pleases us most shapes us. I don't really know what that means, but maybe you want to look up these flowers and see what messages or what spiritual like connections that they have and what meaning is typically associated with them, and that might give you a little bit more insight. Maybe some of you are named Daphne or even Jasmine. I'm also feeling like with Magnolia, there may be a need to, like we were talking kind of about like cleaning up, and for some of you maybe there's a need to explore your family roots and see what you've been carrying from your family that no longer serves you and the direction you want to move in. So pile 2, this is where I'm going to leave your reading. Thank you so much for allowing me to do this reading for you, and thank you so much for being here. Thank you again to Otter Spirit for sponsoring today's video. If you would like to check out their website, you can use my referral link as well as my discount codes. They will be in the description box. And if you wanted to dive deeper, you can book personal tarot readings through my website. That will also be in the description box. If you like this reading, then like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm sending you lots of love and light, and I'll catch you in another video or reading. Bye. Hello pile 3, how are you doing? You've chosen this beautiful sunstone bracelet, and on your card it says, I take actions every day to achieve my dreams. The intention we have is confidence. The zodiac signs are Sagittarius, Leo, Aries, and Gemini. And the chakras are the sacral and solar plexus chakras. And we also have the number 18 here. So right away, Leo, I know, starts in late July. So late July, that period of late July and August, early August, mid-August could be significant for you. It's kind of interesting. Each one of these cards, I didn't intentionally do this. I didn't even look at it like that. But each one of these cards has a summer zodiac sign or July, August, or September zodiac sign on it. I don't know about pile 4, but at least up until your pile that has been the case. So these could be additional confirmations to the areas in your life, depending on where you have these zodiac signs in your birth chart. Those areas could be highlighted over these next 3 months. So if you knew your birth chart or you wanted to look that up, that might give you some more insight into the areas of your life that will be highlighted. I also feel like because sunstone is like a very external crystal, you could be very social in the next 3 months, or you could be doing a lot of like work and making a lot of moves in your career. But I also had a few intuitive messages that came through. As soon as I tapped in, I was feeling like your energy felt very fresh and open, like airy. I was literally seeing an open window with breeze flowing through it. and my eyes felt wider, so more awake. So over these next 3 months, you could be feeling more awake, because again, the sunstone is dealing with like vitality and energy. You could feel more energized, more vitalized over these next 3 months. You could really be connecting heavily with like that sun energy. I was also feeling this connection between you and pile 4 when I was pulling your cards. So for some of you, there may be a connection there. It doesn't have to be the case, but just if you felt called to it, maybe check out both piles. And I felt like if some of you have been in either, like this message is obviously not going to apply for every one of you. I feel like there's a very few percentage of you that this will apply to, but it was coming through of if you have been in a third party situation, or if you felt pulled in 2 different directions. I feel like you're going to be coming to a conclusion with that, or like you're going to be making a decision somehow, or something is going to be resolving around that. So it doesn't have to be third party in terms of like relationships. This could literally be you pulled in 2 different directions, not knowing which direction to move in, and that situation is resolving, or you're figuring it out, you're making a decision when it comes to that. And I was also feeling like there may be a conflict that arises between 2 people, and you're either in the middle of it resolving it, or you're simply an observer. Like this conflict didn't seem to be occurring between you and somebody. It seems like there's a conflict that you're like observing, and this could be a conflict of interest around you, or it could be a conflict like worldwide that you're observing. And like it just feels like you're a third party observing this conflict and maybe seeing which way it's gonna go, coming to your own conclusions. Some of you could be peacemaking, because I was feeling that. But yeah, that was coming through as well. Now let's get into your oracle cards first, and then we'll pull your tarot. Okay, so these are your blessings for over the next 3 months. We have love and knowledge, as well as the 5 of Wands. That's interesting, because I was feeling conflict. So maybe, that's a good way to see, is like a blessing that's coming in is an end to conflict. So if you've been feeling conflicted, like I was saying, seeing 2 different routes, not knowing which to take, or being conflicted in an area of your life, I feel like that confliction is coming to an end. You're making some type of decision, and like you're gaining an understanding. Or for some of you, if you are in a competition, you could be doing really well in that competition, because this is coming out for your blessings. I'm thinking of like any competition, like a sports competition or any other skill-based competition, or even at work. If you're competing for a specific position, you could be doing really well in that competition. You could be having really good results from that. We then have Kundalini, 11th house, friends. So this is the main focus and main theme of your next 3 months. And we have the Knight of Wands, and then for the energy that you will most likely be embodying, we have the Raccoon. So for your main theme and main focus over these next 3 months, that's giving me this feeling of movement. So you could, like we said with your Sunstone, you could be having a lot of movement, social gatherings, social activity. You could be maybe even meeting some new people and forming new friendships, or you could just be prioritizing your current friendships. Community in general is being highlighted here, so you could be just heavily involved in your community. I also feel like with Kundalini, this feels like you're activating your chakras, activating all your energy centers, allowing energy to flow freely throughout your body, allowing that life force energy that sits at your spine to really flow upwards. And so you could be receiving a lot of insights, downloads. Maybe your like intuitive abilities are really powerful over these next 3 months. You could be having like strong psychic connections or experiences. I feel like you're really connecting to all of your energy centers, you're aligning it, you're in this state of like flow and bliss and harmony when it comes to the flow of energy in your body, in your energy centers. And then with this Knight of Wands, it's giving me the feeling that you're taking bold actions. You're not like this. The next 3 months does not seem slow for you. And even if there may be slow periods or slower periods, I feel like you personally are taking a lot of action. You're being much more active. I keep hearing activate. So I feel like you're activating energy within you. You're activating movement. You're activating something. Like it seems like you've activated movement in your life, flow of energy in your life, and you're moving forward with speed. There's a lot of speed that's happening there's a lot of forward movement and speed happening over the next 3 months, and just a lot of fast-paced developments. I want to say, like, I'm hearing the word development, so things are developing quickly. Friendships could be developing quickly. Because we have love here, if some of you have been single over these next 3 months, you could be meeting a lot of potential like romantic interests, if that's something you're interested in. Or if you are in a relationship, not to keep bouncing around, but if you are in a relationship, you and your partner could be seeing a lot of rapid development in your relationship, or just getting closer, and like the two of you could be making a lot of moves. Like forward momentum is what I keep hearing. There's a lot of forward momentum in multiple areas of your life, and more than anything, it seems like there's forward momentum when it comes to your energy and your connection to community, your connection to friendships, relationships, things like that. There's a lot of like sun energy, which is just perfect that the sunstone is what I placed on your pile, because I definitely feel that energy of like renewal and going after things. And the fact that for your energy we have this raccoon being reversed, it gives me the feeling that any shadowy periods that you may have been in, any shadow work that you may have been working through, I feel like that those periods or that time is coming to an end. And over these next 3 months, it seems like you're coming out of a slumber, or coming out of a deep period of introspection or a deep period of transformation. You could be coming out of a lot of shadow work, and now you're just being more extroverted. This feels like coming out of a period of introspection or introvertedness, not to say that like you won't have time alone if that's something you need to recharge, but more of like you yourself are exiting that phase, so to speak, and these next 3 months is you really making moves externally, moving forward. Like I'm seeing a lot of color in my mind, a lot of color, a lot of brightness. And I love that this raccoon came reversed, because the raccoon card itself is really like black and white, like there's not color at all on it. And with it coming reversed and all of your other cards being pretty colorful, it gives me the feeling that like there's color returning to your life. You're in a period of brightening things up in your life. These next 3 months especially seem to be a lot brighter, a lot more fresh, kind of like what I was getting earlier. The other thing with this raccoon being reversed, I feel like the energy that you're embodying over these next 3 months is coming out of like hiding, so to speak. But what I mean by that is no longer hiding your true thoughts and feelings and suppressing things. I feel like you're allowing yourself to be seen, you're allowing your voice to be heard, you're putting yourself in the spotlight, but not like, this doesn't necessarily have to be literal. I feel this is more metaphorical. Like metaphorically, if you're in conversation with your friends, you're not holding back on like speaking or stating your opinions, or asking questions, like you're not holding back on asking questions and getting to know somebody deeper. You could be engaging in more art, or maybe you're creating more, or just letting yourself be seen more. I think there's more visibility here, like you're going out more, you're engaging with friends more, you're asking more questions, you're speaking your mind a little bit more, you're being more transparent in the sense of like not holding back out of fear of other people's opinions. And it seems like you're taking initiative, like you're texting somebody and initiating a plan or something like that. It seems like you're stepping out of your bubble. That's like the best way to describe it. It's hard to like put it into words, but the image and everything that I'm getting is like you stepping out of your bubble. You're being more extroverted over these next 3 months, and you're connecting a lot to people and allowing people to really see who you are. Then we have the blessings that are coming in over the next 3 months. We have love, knowledge, and the 5 of Wands. So one of the first things that I was getting, like I already mentioned, if you are single or looking for a relationship, a romantic relationship, I feel like the next 3 months will be really good for that. I also feel like for some of you, this could be pouring back into yourself. Like the blessing is you really get to nurture yourself, love yourself, and allow yourself to be poured into by others. The other thing, because we have knowledge and the 5 of Wands here, if you are in a competition or if you're competing for a spot, or like you put in your application and maybe there's a lot of people who are vying for that position, I feel like you're either getting that position or you're getting something really good, like you're being recognized. Maybe if you don't even get that exact position, another position opens up in that company or something like that is happening here. So the blessing for you is, if you are in a competition of any sort, I feel like you're getting really good results from that competition. Like you're either winning or you're securing a position for yourself. You're somehow overcoming the competition. And you could also be learning a lot. Like one of the blessings here is gaining a lot of knowledge, and maybe because of the knowledge that you have, it's helping to put you more in the spotlight, or it's helping to make you more heavily recommended. Like the imagery on this love card is really speaking to me, how the city and everything is below and you're kind of above it. You're standing above it and you're enjoying the fruits of that. Not to say that you're above anybody, but it seems like you're rising above the competition in some way, and you're enjoying the fruits of that. And maybe this is even like a internal conflict that you may have been going through and you're rising above that. You could be finally overcoming an inner conflict, and that could be the blessing, is like you finally feel at peace or at very much in love with yourself because you've overcome that inner conflict. But I do really love these flowers. They look really beautiful. Like there's just beauty, that I really feel like there's a lot of beauty in your life over these next 3 months. And the blessing is that life feels more lovable, or like your life feels more lovely. There's more love flowing in your life. If you are in a relationship, like I said, you and your partner could be really connecting over these next 3 months, moving through any challenges that you may have faced, really overcoming any conflicts and working through that, gaining more of an understanding of each other and building on your like relationship through this gaining of knowledge of each other's perspectives and overcoming the conflicts that you may have been going through. And if you haven't been going through conflicts, I just feel like this is you guys really enjoying each other's company. Maybe you guys are having like healthy debates and you're understanding each other more through these these debates and sharing of your opinions. Like there could be, it's not even a bad thing, because obviously this 5 of Wands is coming here as a blessing. It's a beautiful thing. It's you guys getting to know each other through sharing of opinions. And I don't, even if you're not in a relationship, or even if that like relationship romantically doesn't apply, I feel like this could be with other relationships in your life, or even if you're with yourself. I feel like the blessing is you're developing stronger bonds by understanding different perspectives, by sharing your perspective and holding space for another's. Not that you're changing your perspectives on things, maybe for some of you, but I feel like this is more of like getting to know people truly by holding space for differences in experiences and perspectives and sharing those things. So now let's see what is happening in July for you. But I just love this energy in general. I feel like you're really coming out of a period of maybe feeling a bit isolated, or just feeling a bit in your own bubble, and maybe you needed that, but now it's like there's more life. And even if this wasn't like you being so much in your bubble, I just feel like in general over these next 3 months there's going to be a lot of life and a lot of things happening and a lot of movement. So Spirit, what is happening for pile 3 in July? What's happening for pile 3 in July? This kind of, okay, yeah, it kind of wanted to come out and then it just kind of sat there. I feel I'll get one more, but this does feel, oh, I should probably cover this up. Okay, now that I've covered that up, I believe I was saying that in July with Judgment here, it feels like you're there's a few things coming through. One, for some of you, you could be having a breakthrough moment with something that you've been working on, or just in your own energy, which makes sense because we have this Kundalini. So you could be having a breakthrough moment, which is allowing that energy to rise in you, and you could be having a Kundalini awakening, feeling a lot more at ease, in a state of bliss and flow. But also you could be reaching the end of a cycle, because Judgment is the last card before, or is one of the last cards. The last card is the World card. So you could be in July reaching some type of like conclusion, or almost reaching some type of conclusion. It's kind of giving me the feeling that for some of you, you may have this Kundalini awakening in July, because with the trumpet, it's like giving me the feeling that this spirit guide is, or this angel is blowing on the trumpet, and then these people are rising up, they're awakening. So you could be going through awakening in July, or you just feel like you have more energy, like you're feeling more alive, more awakened. Or this could be that you're simply more aware and more awakened to your own energy, and through that you're able to understand things deeper. Like there's a deeper level of understanding that you're reaching in July, and through that deeper level of understanding, you're like seeing things from a different perspective. There's like a perspective shift that might be happening, or just an opening up of your perspective. Also hearing in July, you could be receiving some type of reward for the efforts that you've put in. You could be receiving a payout for efforts that you've put in, or being recognized for the efforts that you've put in. There's that feeling as well with this Judgment card, of being recognized and receiving some type of reward for the efforts that of your past self, or the efforts that you put in. Like I'm hearing your talents aren't going unnoticed. Maybe it's in July that you're entering a competition, or like results for a competition are coming out, or there's some results that are being shared in July, because we have this 5 of Wands and then Judgment. It kind of gives me the feeling of like judges looking at a competition or making some type of judgment, of course, because it's literally judgment. But so I'm feeling like if you are in a competition of some sort, or you've been competing, or any like that message resonated with you, then this could be like you're receiving the Judgment in July, or you're receiving the results in July. Bottom line, I feel like July is very results oriented, like you're receiving some type of news, payout, or results for your past actions. And or you're awakening your Kundalini energy and having that awakening, going through that awakening period. Or it's like I said, you're coming to the end of a cycle, and that end of a cycle is bringing you a fresh wave of new energy. So take whatever applies to your situation, because there's a lot that's coming through for this. Let's see what is happening in August. Spirit, what is happening in August for pile 3? What is happening in August for pile 3? Wow, the Knight of Swords. This could be a person. We have the 8 of Cups at the bottom here, reversed. This could be a person that's coming into your life with the Knight of Swords. Somebody who's very quick-witted or very intelligent, but could be a little bit immature. So, or somebody who just talks a lot. Or maybe this is you having a lot more open communication. In the month of August, you could be, I'm hearing like giving speeches or presenting. But overall, this kind of feels like in the month of August, you're really moving forward on something. You're making a lot of headway on something. You're moving forward with speed. And at times it might feel like part of you is questioning how fast you're moving. Like, is it really okay to move this fast? Like, should we really be moving this fast? But you're on board with it. Like, you're ready for that fast pace. And so you're charging forward, full steam ahead is what I'm hearing. You're really moving fast on something. Maybe this is also a message to be just a little cautious. Make sure that you're not moving too fast that you can't sustain it. But I do feel like in the month of August, there's a really fast-paced movement here. Again, this could either represent somebody else coming in really rapidly, or just in your life, there's a lot of rapid movement and you're moving really quickly. But part of you is also seeming kind of like hesitant to move this quickly. Like, are we really sure that we should be moving this fast? And the other part of you is like, hell yeah, I'm sure. I need to, like, I want to move this quickly. So there's some type of like inner conflict. I don't even know if it's like a conflict, because the other part of you is still on board with it. It's just like a cautionary thing of like, should we really be moving this quickly? But yeah, I'm getting the feeling of like you're ready for forward momentum and you're going forward, full steam ahead. That keeps coming through. And because we have this 8 of Cups being reversed here, this could be like something, like you're returning to something, or you're returning to something with greater understanding and knowledge. And that's why you're able to move forward with such rapidness, with such speed. Like, for example, if you're returning to a career field with, now you have much more knowledge than when you first entered it, you're able to make far more progress in this career because of the knowledge that you've gained, which does make sense here with knowledge being your blessing. So that could be an example that resonates with some of you, but this could be anything. Like, there's a feeling of you returning back to something, and because of the work that you've done and the perspective and understanding that you've gained, you're moving so much quicker with it. Like, there's no real blockage because now you've learned and you're able to move quicker. Let's see what's happening for you in September. Spirit, what is happening for pile 3 in the month of September? Ten of Wands. With the King of Swords. That is interesting. It's interesting because September seems like collectively a bit of a heavier month. Or there may just be, because like pile 1 and pile 2 both got the 9 of Swords here, and you're having the 10 of Wands. So there could be in the month of September a lot of release happening, and or a lot of conclusions, like a lot of things wrapping up. I feel like maybe for some of you, your workload could be increasing. Maybe with all this fast movement that you have in August, it's increasing your workload in September. So while you're like, because we have the King of Swords at the bottom, while you're capable of handling that and you've like elevated yourself to be able to handle that, it's still a lot, and you might be occupied, like your time and your energy might be really occupied with the work that you're doing, and at times you may feel a bit weighed down or just busy. Maybe it's not like there may not be as much free time, or at least you have to be very like mindful of creating free time in September. But it also does feel like something is like closing out for you in September, because it's a 10 of Wands, the 10 being like the last number. It feels like you're reaching some type of like closure. Like you're getting closure is what I'm hearing on a certain situation or about something. But for many of you, if that does not apply, I just feel like you might be busy. And like I said, September in general, like collectively, has seemed to be a month that there might be a lot of things going on. It seems to be collectively a busy month, or just a lot of heaviness is being dealt with and addressed in September. For others of you, I'm hearing you may have an excess of energy and you might need an outlet for that energy in September. So just being mindful of that. Maybe you need something to give yourself a release, or something to help you release this excessive energy. Like something that will still feel good, but and won't like add to your plate, but will help you productively, I guess, release the excess energy that you might have in that month. I'm also hearing with this 10 of Wands that like your face is buried in your work. So yeah, I'm just feeling like September is going to be a rather busy month for some of you, or you just have an excess of energy and you may need an outlet. Or for others of you, you're releasing a lot of burdens and weights that you've been carrying over your journey, and now like September is the time where you're really addressing that, releasing that, and like closing that out. You're gaining closure in some area of your life in September. For others of you, this also does a little bit feel like you've been carrying the weight of the world. You've been carrying other people's weight. And in September, I think you're really addressing that. You're realizing maybe, or you're coming to understand how you may have been carrying other people's weight, or doing other people's share of the work, or something like that. And you're taking a step back, or maybe it's just like it's being highlighted. So you're taking a step back to no longer do that, and to just carry your weight, to do your share of the work, and let others do their share. Overall, pile 3, I do love these next 3 months for you. While it does seem like you're moving really quickly and there are some heaviness and busyness going on in your life, overall it seems like a very fruitful period, one that has a lot of blessings, even if there are a few challenging experiences that you might be working through. Specifically, I think September just, I don't really know what is happening in terms of astrologically. I haven't really looked into the astrological events of September, but it does seem like that is not just you. It seems like a shared experience of a lot of people in September maybe going through some heaviness or busy and feeling a little bit, I don't want to say constricted, but just weighed down by the busyness or the heaviness. Like there just seems to be something like that. So Spirit, what last message would you like to give pile 3 before we leave there? Whoop. We have lavender, take time to cleanse and remove negativity. So maybe I'm also hearing, like, I think of lavender as like something you put when you're giving yourself like a spa day or something like that, or something you need to soothe yourself and create calmness in your environment. So perhaps having a routine that will help you feel calm, or something in your environment that will bring you calmness will help you through these 3 months. Any other message here? Thank you. We have blushing bride, your intentions and heart deserve to be known. For some of you, I feel like being more open with your heart, being more expressive of your feelings will be really beneficial for you over these next 3 months. Orchid, your uniqueness is always perfectly lovely. And then we have cornflower. Learn from friendships old and new. So yeah, friendships is being highlighted again here. I do feel like over these next 3 months, friendships, relationships, those things are going to be a priority. And maybe that's also why in September you might feel a bit weighed down, because if you are used to having your own space and your own time and just being in your own bubble, having a lot of like social interactions and being around a lot of people can start to weigh you down. So that's just something to be mindful of, that you're making sure to spend time with yourself and pour into yourself while maintaining any other responsibilities that you have. One thing I want to mention with this 10 of Wands here is, especially because we have this King of Swords and you have the Knight of Swords for August, there could be something where you're upgrading, like up-leveling or upgrading, and the upgrade itself is maybe requiring more out of you. So like maybe if you're up-leveling in a job or in a position, it's requiring more effort or more work on your part. It's not a bad thing, but that up level and upgrade, while it comes with benefits, it's also requiring effort. So there could be something like that as well that's happening in September. So pile 3, this is where I'm going to leave your reading. Thank you so much for allowing me to do this reading for you, and thank you so much for being here. Again, thank you to Otter Spirit for sponsoring today's video. If you'd like to check them out, the referral link and discount codes are in my description box. And if you want to book a personal tarot reading, the link for that is also in my description box. If you like this reading, then like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm sending you lots of love and light, and I'll catch you in another video or reading. Bye. Hello pile 4, how are you doing? You've chosen this beautiful rhodonite bracelet, and your card says, I am kind and compassionate to myself and others. The intention is love and healing. The zodiac signs are Pisces, Cancer, Libra, and Taurus, and the heart chakras are the chakras are the heart and the root chakras, and we have this number 10 here. So I'm pretty sure Libra starts at the end of September. Yeah, Libra starts the end of September, so the end of September could be a significant time for you. But these zodiac signs might also give you more insight depending on where they are in your chart. That area could be highlighted during these next 3 months. So if you know your birth chart, maybe you want to look and see where these zodiac signs are, and that might give you more of an understanding as to what areas of your life will be highlighted over these next 3 months. I'm going to keep your crystal right here. And before we get into your reading, I was getting an intuitive message of something that you're hesitant to do or that you aren't looking forward to doing is turning out better than you expected or better than you had anticipated, or at least you're able to bring a little bit more joy or clarity than you thought you would be able to. And I was also feeling like if there is some slowness, I feel like over these next 3 months, you may start to see more action. And it has been a slight theme. I'm also now just realizing that we're in the year of the fire horse. And so that's probably why there's a lot more vitality and like fiery energy in the collective. But now let's get into your oracle cards and then we'll pull your tarot. So these are your blessings, the blessings that are coming to you over the next 3 months. We have purification. How did I put this? We have romance. Oh, and then I was saying in pile 3 that somehow you and pile 3 were connected. I felt like a connection between you and pile 3. So if you felt called to it, maybe check it out. There might be some messages there for you. We then have the Emperor. These are the main focus and main theme of your next 3 months. We have Bhakti. We then have the 3rd house with messages. We also have the 4 of Cups being reversed, and then this is the energy that you will most likely be embodying over these next 3 months. And we have the Unicorn, which I freaking love. So starting here with the main theme and main focus of your next 3 months, the first thing that I was getting is that some unexpected communication may come in, or even if it was expected, maybe it's been a long time in the coming, or there may be a significant gap. It seems like there's communication coming in, especially about something you've been praying over, because Bhakti has to do with prayer. So something that you've been praying about, or like asking your guides for a sign or a symbol or an opportunity. I feel like you're receiving communication about that opportunity, or you're receiving some type of communication about something that you've been asking for. You may even be receiving a sign to move forward on something. And because this 4 of Cups is reversed, which I actually really like to see for your main focus, it seems like you're no longer focusing on the things that don't work out, or you're no longer focusing on the disappointments or anything that isn't fulfilling to you. I feel like your focus is really shifting to the things that bring you that fulfillment, to seeing opportunities around you. I feel like you're really focusing on seeing the opportunity, and for whatever it is that you want, seeing the opportunities around you. I really feel like for you over these next 3 months, a lot of this feels like a positive shift. And I don't mean just like positive vibes and that type of stuff. I mean like you're really shifting into a state of seeing the positivity in your life, seeing the good things, seeing the opportunities, being open to seeing the possibilities. It also feels like you're really focused on praying, or at least like asking, even if you don't believe in prayer, asking your guide, spirit, whatever higher power you believe in, for opportunity to the thing that you want. You're really focused on asking and bringing in those opportunities in your life, rather than kind of like dwelling on the fact that it's not there. I think you're taking more of initiative to just ask for it, to state your intentions and your desires for that opportunity, and then like start to shift your mind and your focus on seeing it around you, whether that's like other people who have that thing that you want, or just seeing the possibility of it entering your life. I feel like you're really focused on that, and that focus, I think, is helping you to then receive the communication and the path or the opportunity itself. So for some of you, you could be having a birthday over these next 3 months, or if it's not your birthday, you could be celebrating a birthday. That's coming through as well. Or like maybe some of you or a family member could be having a child. That's like a random thing that's coming through here. This is feeling like you're opening up communication with your guides. And because we have the unicorn here as the energy that you're embodying, I'm getting a few things with that. The unicorn, this card in specific, is a spirit card in this deck, and it deals with our third eye, so the Agnya chakra. And I feel like with that and all of this here with bhakti and all that, I feel like you're really developing a strong connection to your guides or to the spiritual realm and to your intuition. You could be really heavily communicating with your spirit guides or your intuition over these next 3 months. You could be receiving a lot of guidance from them, a lot of insight and clarity over your situation or any next steps that you need to take or opportunities that you've been desiring. I feel like you're gaining a lot of clarity over that. You're gaining a lot of guidance on that. And then the other thing with this unicorn, I just think of unicorns as being extremely unique. And to me, it's like you're allowing your uniqueness to shine through. Over these next 3 months, you're really tapping into your uniqueness. You're allowing yourself to be who you truly are. So if you're like, for example, a more colorful person by nature, you're not suppressing that to fit in. I feel like that's a really big theme here for you, is not suppressing yourself to fit in. So not suppressing your desires to fit in with the desires of the world, and just not suppressing yourself, not suppressing your intentions, not suppressing your desires. That's the biggest thing that's coming through here. I feel like also my third eye is like active right now. I'm feeling it a lot in your pile. So I do feel like you're really intuitively connected, really intuitively guided. And over these next 3 months especially, I see you connecting deeper and deeper to your intuition, to your third eye, gaining a lot of clarity, opening up to the clarity and insight that you're receiving, taking action on those clarity and insights that you're receiving. And I feel like you're really being guided to opportunities. You're being guided to the desires that you have, the opportunities that you're looking to bring into your life. I keep wanting to say opportunities. So there's a lot of opportunities coming in for you. And I feel like it's not necessarily just coming in. I feel like you're meeting it halfway. It's like you're also being guided towards it, and you're taking action on that guidance, which is then allowing you to meet these opportunities halfway. And then moving into the blessings that will be coming in for you over these next 3 months. I love that we have a sunflower here, because like this gives me the feeling of like the sun energy, of vitality, of renewal, feeling fresh. Also, sunflowers are really abundant. They give so much seed. So like, I think a blessing that's coming in is abundance. Like there's more than enough. Over these next 3 months, I feel like something is coming into your life where you feel it's more than enough. It's abundant. It feels like perfect. Like this is exactly what I wanted and more. And for some of you, because we have romance here, this could literally be a person that's coming into your life. If you are looking for that, again, I did feel like you and Pile 3 were connected, and they sort of got a similar message in that sense. But I feel like for you, if it's not like romantic relationships and things like that are the blessing, if you're already in a romantic relationship, that relationship could be blessed. You could be seeing growth in that relationship, or you and your partner are just coming together more. But if that has nothing to do with a romantic relationship, I feel like you're noticing the romance in your life. You're romanticizing your life more, and there's more romance. It feels more romantic. There's this energy of like, I'm loving myself, I'm pouring into myself, I'm giving myself what I need, and I'm feeling really good about it. The blessing is that your life feels more romanticized. And with this Emperor here for blessings, I feel like this could represent a person coming into your life, somebody who's very secure in themselves, somebody who makes you feel secure, who helps you feel grounded or helps you feel stable and protected, or at least somebody whose energy is like that. And so you know, like when they tell you something, you can trust it. There's more faith that you have in the way they show up. You're not left to guessing because of how their energy is very secure and very straightforward, I want to say. Or this could be that type of energy is entering your life. The blessing is like this straightforward, secure energy is entering your life, and there's more trust that you're able to have with this. You're like, there's this feeling of opening up because of the trust that you have. Also, for some of you, a blessing could be that you're releasing any old attachments or emotional baggage and attachments to prior relationships, or to wounds from your past, or any like parental wounds, or any hurts and pains from parental figures. I feel like you're moving away from that in the next 3 months, is you releasing that, feeling free from that baggage and attachments, and coming back to yourself. Like with this unicorn too, it's like coming back to yourself. You're feeling more like yourself. You're not feeling so weighed down by the baggage and weight of the past, or the attachments that you may have had. Like, I really feel like you're releasing a lot of attachments. And because you're releasing a lot of attachments, your focus is no longer on those attachments, and it's opening your eyes up to the opportunities and possibilities that are available to you in your life. I really love this for you, pile 4. And it's interesting that the Emperor is number 4 and you are also number 4, or that you are pile 4. So the number 4 could also be significant. You may be seeing repeating 4s. Spirit, what is happening in the month of July for pile 4? Oh man. Wow. We have the Wheel of Fortune. So something is really turning out in your favor. The wheel is turning in your favor. Like fortunes are shifting in the month of July. And the first message that I was getting is something that you were hesitant to do, or that you weren't looking forward to, is actually turning out much better than you anticipated. So it seems like for you, pile 4, an opportunity is turning out in your favor, or something that you were hesitant. Like I said, it's like things are moving in your favor. There's a lot of favorable energy. I would say July is probably a very lucky month for you, or at least there's a lot of good energy in your favor flowing in July. We even have the High Priestess here. I do think that in July you're really going to be guided to something. You may also be releasing subconscious patterns and cycles, or any subconscious attachments, and that might free up your energy to take an opportunity that comes your way. And I feel like that opportunity will be really fruitful for you, or very beneficial for you. I'm also hearing in July you could be trying your luck at something. So maybe there's like something that you're trying your luck at and you're not really sure what's going to happen or how it's going to turn out, or like, because like now I'm also feeling like Wheel of Fortune. It's like you spin that wheel, you don't really know what's going to happen on it, but you kind of take that chance and that opportunity to spin it because there are some favorable outcomes on there that you're hoping for, that you would love to see. You're not sure if that's going to happen, but if you never took the opportunity in the first place, you're definitely not going to find out. So that's kind of the feeling of July. It's like, I have to take this opportunity, because if I don't, then I'll never find out if it could have been a favorable outcome. For many of you, I feel like it will be, but I think it's more of the fact that you're taking it. Like, the win isn't in the outcome, the win is in you taking the opportunity. That's what I'm hearing. In July, it's not about the outcome, it's about the fact that you took the opportunity. It's like the win is in that. So if you can focus on the win being the fact that you took the opportunity, I feel like it will ease you a little bit. It will cause less stress or strain on you. It will make things a little bit less stressful. And at that point, you already won, because just you taking that opportunity was a win. It's like somebody applying for a job that they thought was way out of their range, and just the act of them applying shows to them that, you know what, regardless of what happens, I have the courage enough to take this opportunity and apply. And I'm going to take that as a win, because maybe previously you would have shut that door down before, just out of feeling you're not worthy enough. And now it's like, no, I'm worthy enough to even to try it. Regardless of what happens, I'm still worthy enough to try it. And I think that is a process of having built up a lot of courage and faith in yourself. I kind of feel like you're just going with your intuition on something. It doesn't seem like you're really thinking about it too much. You're kind of just going for it. So what is happening in the month of August for pile 4? What is happening in the month of August for pile 4? Wow. I love your reading so far, pile 4. This is beautiful. I'm pretty sure these are unicorns. So, yeah, they are. So unicorns could be really significant for these next 3 months. The energy of unicorns could be extremely significant. I would look up maybe the spiritual significance. Maybe I'll just read the card for you, because that is just wild and I love that. But before I do that, the month of August seems like, with this 10 of Cups, fulfillment, like really feeling happy. Focusing on what do I do next, because we do have this 7 of Cups at the bottom here. What do I do next? Where do I go from here? But also, I'm really happy with where I'm at right now. I'm really happy and content with where I'm at. So maybe I don't really need to focus on the next step or the next thing. Maybe I can just enjoy where I'm at right now and enjoy this moment. Allow this moment to unfold in its own way, and and just like be content and happy with this place that I've come to. It really feels like happy, like content. I'm good with where I'm at. Okay. We have reconnecting to higher wisdom or divinity. It is difficult to see, hear, or think of a unicorn without immediately questioning if it's real. Did they ever exist? Perhaps long, long ago. The mind answers maybe, or it could be, or no way. This very contemplation explains our relationship with divinity and encapsulates our wavering belief in the unicorn. We wonder what divinity is. We wonder where our intuition comes from and if we can really trust it. We think about a higher power and our mind hesitates between yes, no, and maybe. Is it male or female? Does it have a name? Is it just a feeling? The unicorn card appears and wakes us up to curiosity about the higher self and the divine. It is a card of questioning, exploring, and contemplating the inexplicable. The mind's eye knows there is something beyond our day-to-day lives, a deeper dimension to our experiences. The mind's eye reaches and reaches and reaches out to grasp something more. You are the unicorn and you have begun your quest for the answers. It's no surprise the subtle essence of the unicorn card resides at the third eye, the exact place from which the unicorn's horn extends. This center is called the Agnya Chakra, or command center. The ancient yogis believed it to be responsible for our intellect, intuition, and deepest wisdom. Some say our two eyes see the past and present, while this third eye peers into the future. So, also, I was getting this thing with like wakes us up. I feel like over these next 3 months, you're almost splashing cold water on your own face. And because your focus, like with this Four of Cups, because your focus is not on what of the past or what didn't work out or like the negative things or the things that bring you down, because your focus isn't there. It's like you splash that cold water on your face and now you're waking up to see the opportunities. And I think in August especially, I think you're going to be really happy with where you've found yourself or the position that you're in. I feel like you're just going to be really happy and content in August. And a lot of that has to do with the trust and the faith that you've built with your intuition. Also with the shift in perspective that you've had and this wake up that you've gone through. It's really leaving you feeling refreshed and just excited but content with yourself and your situation. And even if it's like you still have things that you want to address in your circumstance and you're still like trying to change certain things around, you're still happy with who you are. I think also the other thing with the Ten of Cups, you could be spending a lot of time with family in August or loved ones. You could be around a lot of good people or uplifting people, or you could just be enjoying company, enjoying your loved one's company, enjoying friends' company. And there just seems to be a really peaceful, enjoying type of energy coming through here, where it's like your cups are overflowing and you're happy and you're enjoying your life. You're enjoying all of the work that you've put in, who you have become, and how things are unfolding. And I really love this for you. So let's see what is going on for you in September. Spirit, what is happening for pile 3 in the month of September? We have the Lovers here, and it did specifically come reversed with the Nine of Swords here. So there may be a significant like partnership or romantic relationship or a relationship in general, maybe a relationship from the past that you are releasing, like we were saying, releasing attachments from the past. In September, I think that is really going to be highlighted. Or maybe some of you, if you're single, are really noticing that you're desiring relationship in September. You're desiring union and partnership. And if you are in a partnership, maybe you and your partner in September are realizing that maybe we've been too busy with other things. Maybe we haven't had enough time to connect with each other. Maybe we haven't been pouring into our relationship the way that we need to. And you guys could also be working through any like limiting beliefs or anything that's been weighing on your minds, anything that has been keeping you up at night. You and your partner could be addressing those things. Maybe there's a lot of thoughts or a lot of like, even if you're not in a relationship, there's this feeling of you and somebody else addressing concerns. And if you're single, you may be meeting somebody who you're a bit scared to open up with, because maybe it's an experience you've not either you've not had or you've not had good experiences in the past, and this may feel a bit scary or foreign to you, and I think you're working through any of that. And even if you haven't met, or even if you're not meeting somebody in September, I think your desire for union or partnership, if that's the case, could be bringing up fears around that. You could be working through fears around relationships and partnerships, and like having that sort of love in your life. And even if this is like, this could be aspects of you like working through any fears of love. And for some of you, if there's a romantic relationship that you're in that isn't aligned with you, I feel like you may be addressing that, and there may be, like that might be coming up as well. Only for those of you who are in a relationship where you feel this is not aligned with your best interest, this is not aligned with you anymore, and you may be looking to either end that or address the concerns that you have. For others of you, if you've been in a relationship that you haven't really like told other people about, you haven't really like allowed other people into this relationship, maybe like you guys haven't really shared it yet, you kind of have been keeping it private amongst yourselves, I think you guys might be finally talking about opening that up and letting other people know that you guys are in a relationship. It also does seem like for those of you who are in a relationship, you may not have had enough time to just connect with your partner. And I think in September, you and your partner are addressing that. Like I was saying earlier, I do feel like you guys, there's this desire to just spend time with each other, but maybe there have been a lot of things that have gotten in the way of that, and it's been a bit of a struggle. And so maybe the other thing too is either you or your partner might be afraid of bringing that up, and I think you guys discussing that will help you guys feel a little lighter and more free. And I'm also hearing that if you have been experiencing some conflicts in your romantic relationship, and either you or your partner have been struggling to express that, and maybe you guys don't really want to approach that, like you kind of haven't been touching on that, I think in the month of September, you guys are finally like sitting down to address those things. Like, we can't keep pretending like these issues don't exist, or we can't keep pretending like we're not feeling this XYZ thing, so let's talk about it. Even if it's scary, let's do that. I think that is also happening. Just take what applies, obviously, because this is a general reading. For those of you who are single, I do feel like there's a strong opportunity here to meet somebody, and even if it's scary, I feel like that opportunity is coming in, and it might just be a bit scary for you to take that opportunity, or to allow yourself to open your heart up. And it makes sense that you picked rhodonite, because I do like rhodonite is all about heart healing, and I feel like there's some heart healing that you're working through in September, and some communication that needs to be had. So depending on what your situation is, I do feel like there's a lot of you, there's something important that you need to get off your chest that has been weighing on your mind, that now is the time. In September, you're going to have that opportunity to release that, to have that conversation, to express that, to allow the thoughts that have been in your mind to be expressed. So let's see. And I just keep hearing like your heart is feeling lighter through that. So there's a lot that has been weighing on your mind and your heart, and the month of September is about releasing that, addressing that, which I guess makes sense why we have this purification with romance here. It's like you're addressing any weight that has been on your mind or heart, and it's allowing you to feel lighter and more free. And because of that, you might be calling in more romantic energy, or you might just be feeling that high of romance. Even if you're not in a relationship, that you could still be feeling like that romantic energy in your life. So Spirit, what last message do you have for pile 4 before we end this reading? We have, I love this, we have Buttercup. Be ready, the best is on its way. And also Buttercup is like a endearing term. I know that like people call their significant others. So I do feel like there's a lot of good things coming in for you in this next 3 months. And I guess, and Spirit is saying to just be ready for it. Be ready to experience these good things. Be ready to indulge in the beautiful experiences that are coming your way. We then have Hydrangea. Focus on wholeness above and below. And the thing about hydrangea is like they're a perennial plant, I believe. So like they die back and come back around. So something may go through phases in your life where it's more prominent at some points and less prominent at others. And I think if you can honor those phases, you'll feel less lack, because you'll recognize that that's just its normal thing. Like I have a hydrangea bush, and so like seeing it sprout and starting to bloom is such a beautiful thing. And then I start to get sad because when I see it starting to die back and all the leaves like start to lose their color, it's kind of a sad process. But then it's like reminding yourself, but it's going to come back around next year or next season. So I don't have to worry about it. So this feels like realizing that the cycles are inevitable, but things will come back around. So even if you're experiencing certain phases, those phases aren't permanent. So it's not permanently going to die, or like the hydrangea bush is not permanently going to go away. It's going to come back. Yeah, and then we have Daphne. What pleases us most shapes us. I never really understand this one too well, but if you do, maybe it's a message that you'll understand more than I do. So pile 4, this is where I'm going to leave your reading. Thank you so much for allowing me to do this reading for you, and thank you so much for being here. Again, thank you Otter Spirit for sponsoring today's video. If you'd like to check out their website, the referral link and discount codes are in the description box. And if you wanted to book personal tarot readings, the link for that is also in the description box. If you like this reading, then like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm sending you lots of love and light, and I'll catch you in another video or reading. Bye.